7 Steps to Building Unstoppable Confidence by Darien Hill, Bobby B. Jenkins III, and Rudy Larose. Do you sometimes wonder, despite your desire for success, why you still find yourself feeling lonely, isolated, and insignificant, as if you don't matter? It's a scary thought, isn't it? Whether consciously or subconsciously, you may be telling yourself, I don't have what it takes to make my dreams come true. As a man, your dreams of success, fame, and wealth might remain, well, just pipe dreams. You wish you were more confident, like all those uber-successful people you read or hear about in the news, in books, and see on social media. Let's face it, despite their appearance, many of these people are not fundamentally more confident than you are. The difference is that they have developed a confidence factor along the way. And you, yes you, can do the same. We define confidence as an authentic feeling and emotion that helps you confront challenges head-on. Developing confidence is a skill. None of us are born confident. If you want to exude confidence from the depths of your soul, you must spend your time studying, practicing, and mastering it, just as you would devote hours to practice if you were training to become a concert pianist. You are responsible for developing and nurturing your inner confidence to make it an integral part of your personality. And here's the best part. Developing your confidence factor is far easier than you think. Read on to discover 7 secrets to help you build a better relationship with yourself so that you can create a state of supreme self-confidence both now and in the future. Step 1. Practice awareness. Change begins with self-knowledge. Rudy Larose. Awareness. The state or condition of being aware. Having knowledge. Consciousness. When I became aware that I desired more out of life, it was because I was looking for a change from the norm. I was no longer satisfied with existing from day to day. I just wanted more. After some time, I began to develop a desire to grow, not just financially, as most would assume, but on an internal level, which would manifest externally. Although I had experienced some success in my life as an IT specialist, it wasn't the legacy-building success I craved. To achieve my dreams and make an impact on the world, I realized I had to delve deeper and further into my mindset to scale to a new level of understanding. Of course, even then, it would only bring me to a certain point in my journey. It was like trying to run new computer software on an outdated operating system or an antiquated computer hardware. It was time for me to call in a technology coach to get the newest software and operating system so I could get the best results. I also needed to cultivate an environment that left me no choice but to grow. I needed a new community, one that would help recalibrate my mindset, relationships, stewardship, and faith. I needed to be aware of self-awareness knowledge. When I studied the Holy Scriptures, I have a choice to apply or ignore the lessons that resonate with my life. For example, James 1:22-24 says, Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. Anyone who listens to the word but does not do what it says is like someone who looks at his face in a mirror and, after looking at himself, goes away and immediately forgets what he looks like. Here I was fast approaching the Middle Ages, and though I knew I was supposed to have certain goals already accomplished in my life, the truth is that it was easier for me to show others what to do than do it myself. I looked at the lives of my friends who were living happy and healthy and knew that they had put in the work to get to where they were. I knew I had yet to make those time investments in my life to gain the same results. Life was beginning to show me that the person in the mirror, the guy who looked and played the part, was, in fact, only playing the part and not being the part. The part that I wanted to be was inside me all along, but that was not the person I was seeing. There was a shift happening all around that encouraged me to look in the mirror quite often, and the steps I was learning needed to quickly become the daily habits necessary to change the reflection that I saw. The change I needed to actualize starts with self-knowledge, and the first step for me was to evaluate where I was spending my time. During that period of my life, my time was spent on watching TV, listening to music, and scrolling through social media platforms. The amount of time I spent in those various outlets created a huge gap in my life, one that allowed for a mindset that was inconsistent with my values, and thus leading to constant diminished returns. Something had to give. As the old computing adage says, garbage in, garbage out. The same principle applied to my mind. I learned that what you feed your mind determines what it will produce and eventually become. The next step was to find new material to watch, read, and listen to. I began seeking the personal development spaces of coaches like Burchard, Eric Thomas, Zig Ziglar, Les Brown, and many others. I also enrolled in several seminars that would not only allow me to develop some new habits, but also surround me with people who also desired growth. This is where my circle of influence began to change. No longer did I want to invest time in activities that did not serve me or the path to my new journey. Instead, I set out on a quest to create a new reflection in the mirror and a renewed confidence. Here are the steps to develop more awareness in your life. 1. Evaluate where you are spending your time. Will it get me to my goal? 2. Find new, healthier ways to spend your time. Ask yourself, what am I reading and listening to? Will it help me to achieve my goal? Step 2. Be your own best friend. The power of self-talk. Darien Hill. You will never speak to anyone more than you speak to yourself in your head. Be kind to yourself. When you think of a best friend, you think of someone who was always supportive, positive, and pushes you to be the best version of yourself. When you feel down, they provide a shoulder for you to lean on and accept you for who you are in spite of your flaws. Talking to ourselves in a nurturing way can be a challenge if we rarely heard nurturing words in the early formative years of our lives. In fact, if those closest to us often criticized or neglected us, we probably learned to criticize and neglect ourselves and others. When I was growing up, many of my family members often told me I wasn't very smart. Over time, I started to believe it and internalize that conversation. As a result, I always sought other people's approval because I didn't believe in myself. In my mind, I had nothing of value to offer. This negative self-perception affected my performance in school and the way I showed up in life. After closing down my company, there came a time when my dominant self-talk and thinking was negative. I constantly had recurring thoughts that I was a failure. This ultimately led me to a place of feeling depressed and suicidal. It was in these dark moments that a friend handed me the movie The Secret, which revealed the law of attraction. This principle taught me that what I focus on will continue to expand. It was time to change my focus. In the decades that followed, I've worked on my self-talk and becoming my own best friend. As I made these shifts, I started to notice how much my self-confidence and self-esteem improved. Here's an exercise I implemented to improve my self-talk that may help you too. 1. I looked for opportunities to praise myself when I did something right. 2. I repeat this affirmation to myself. I completely and deeply love, trust, and accept myself. 3. 5 minutes before bedtime, I ask myself, what went right today? Step 3. Think positively. Why a growth mindset matters. Rudy Larose. Success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing or learning to do. Pele. The brain is a muscle. It constantly desires the same attention and care a person devotes to fitness, which, along with daily workouts, gives their body a designed sculpt and impressive physique. When left untapped, untrained, and unfed, the mind will generate many unwanted results. As early as I can remember, I've been a positive person, yet I find that people who say, just think positive, to someone whose natural instinct is to do quite the opposite, will discover it is a challenge for them to do so. There are rare situations where someone's personality, life experiences, and spiritual journeys have led them to lives of uncharted serenity. Good for them. But they are the exception. For the majority of people in many different parts of the world, the second they reach the age of understanding, they are hit with a barrage of negative talk, visual despair, and the notion that life isn't a field of roses or lilies. As a child, it was often easier to believe you could be anything you set your mind to. You could either become a doctor or a dinosaur, a mailman or Spider-Man, a lawyer or a lion. Nonetheless, as we grow older, our little imagination stations spiral out of control in response to hearing others admonish us with common phrases like, grow up, stop believing in fairy tales, or, you know those things don't exist. Of course, the reality is that as we mature, our minds should have some restraints as they receive the direction and practical tools to go out and explore all that life has to offer. However, as we move through adulthood, we realize there are some stories, mindsets, and beliefs we've adopted that may very well require some mental detoxing if we're going to experience all that God has in store for us in this life. When I was younger, I had no idea what I wanted to become. My interests ranged from cars to dancing, and from music to electronics and such. Never in my wildest imagination had I seen myself as a business owner or being in the information technology field. But later on, as I began to develop my skill set in the marketplace, I found that I was really good at fixing problems. A very specific set, that is, computer problems. As I expanded my skills in this area, I started doing it as a side gig, which led to me being hired for an on-site tech position and ultimately to opening my own IT consulting firm. If you want to be a success in the IT field, you must always be willing to take on new challenges, figure out how to resolve them, and when unsure of the solution, be resourceful enough to find it from someone else. Throughout my entire journey, if I had not cultivated a positive mindset, I would not have been very good at solving problems. My negative attitude would have prevented me from considering all the possible solutions. So, how can you develop a winning mindset? Try the suggested action steps below. Think more positively by asking yourself these questions. Number 1, can I find a different perspective to this? 2, has anyone ever dealt with this situation I'm dealing with before, and did they solve it? 3, are there any resources available to help solve it? 4, how would I feel if I were the first one to figure out a workable solution based on what's already been tried? And most importantly, do I believe I can do it? If you can answer several of these questions, it may lead you to some positive thinking exercises which will encourage you to use your God-given, incredible, out-of-this-world imagination to create exceptional value in your life. The natural cleansing that can take place from exercising new ideas and thoughts, and ultimately reinforcing our natural desire to evolve, can lead to great strides in all aspects of life. Step 4. Believe in yourself. There's magic in the mirror. Bobby B. Jenkins III. Repetition is the mother of all learning. My wife and my mother. Growing up, I participated in a century honors program for children with excellent grades. The truth is, my mother made me go over my schoolwork again and again until I got it right. When she would get home from work, forget about it. We went over my homework until I was crystal clear. By the time I went to school the next day, I could teach the class myself. This made me very confident in my ability to lead, all because of repetition. When we were children, our parents used to say, "What am I, a broken record?" with obvious frustration. They got angry because they had to keep telling us something over and over again. But guess what? They had to do that. How else were we going to learn? Do you suppose if you tell a child something once or twice, they will get it down pat for the rest of their lives? Nope, not at all. We live in a dense, low vibrational world. There is negativity almost everywhere. Just ask a person how they're doing today and see what happens. Try it 10 times in a row and you will understand what I mean. So, how can a person believe in themselves when there is so much negativity surrounding them? You guessed it. To prevent your mind from experiencing a hostile takeover of negativity, you must program it with consistent, positive words. This is what we call affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements you say out loud aimed to affect your subconscious mind. You use them to place the seed thoughts of health, wealth, love, or anything you would like to see more of in your life that is currently in your subconscious mind. Learn the magic that will appear in your mirror through repetition by practicing the below action steps. Do these as soon as you wake up in the morning and also right before you fall asleep at the end of the day to develop a strong belief in yourself. 1. Establish very clearly what you would like to see more of in your life, e.g., health, wealth, love, etc. 2. Stand in front of your mirror and look yourself directly in the eyes to truly connect with yourself. 3. Make your posture upright like a superhero. Chest up, chin up, shoulders back, like you're winning. 4. Take 3 deep, calming breaths. 5. Speak in the present tense, e.g., I am, and describe your desired outcome as if it already exists. For example, I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am genuinely loved by those around me. You must feel the feeling as if it has already happened. Believe. Just like your parents had to tell you something over and over again for you to get it. Believe that if you keep telling yourself over and over again that you will have your desired outcome, you will be, do, or have that which you desire, eventually. Bonus step. Write down your affirmation on a few pieces of paper and place them on your mirror, closet door, refrigerator, dashboard, office wall, or in your wallet or purse. Use this technique consistently for 33 days and you will see a major positive mind shift in your self-belief. Step 5. Take care of your body. Your health is your greatest wealth. Darien Hill. Nothing looks as good as being healthy feels. Unknown. Without your health, you have nothing. Let's face it, for us to achieve any goal we want in life, we must be willing and able to go through the process of success. The process requires you to extend a lot of energy to get through the mental and physical roadblocks that pop up in life that introduce opportunities for us to grow. I remember a few years ago, after a nasty breakup with my business partner, I was dealing with a lot of stress and not eating properly. Over time, these behaviors caught up to me. I remember starting to feel very lethargic, foggy-brained, and having a number of digestive challenges. This obviously affected my motivation and drive to pursue my dreams. I became so focused on my illness that I didn't have much energy to create. As this series of events continued, I started to feel my confidence levels in the things that I once did with ease slowly start to drift away. I remember thinking to myself, how did I get here, and why didn't I spend more time taking care of my body? In those moments of being upset, I made a decision to take charge of my life and rebuild my health. And I did. Some of the key things I committed to was to start drinking a green smoothie every day. I also got back into the gym regularly and started meditating at least once per day as well. After implementing these changes consistently, I saw a drastic change in my motivation and the way I felt and in my confidence. So, what steps can you take to take charge of your life and rebuild your health? Action steps. 1. Try meditation and exercise. This can reduce your stress level. 2. Review your diet to ensure proper nutrients are included. 3. Get an accountability partner. It's especially helpful to find a partner who is already moving in your desired direction. 4. Drink lots of water. Hydration is critical. Step 6. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Your tribe determines your vibe. Rudy Larose and Bobby B. Jenkins III. Surround yourself with the dreamers and doers, the believers and thinkers. But most of all, surround yourself with those who see greatness within you, even when you don't see it yourself. Edmund Lee. Surrounding yourself with the right people can set the stage for your success or failure in life. People have a huge impact on your life. As the American entrepreneur and motivational speaker Jim Rohn says, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. With this in mind, you should be intentional about the people you're spending time with, in the same way you think about what you eat and the career you choose. When we look at a baby who is in the process of growing, they are constantly surrounded by things to help their growth, such as pictures, words, and other children who are talking, walking, playing, and running. The more they are surrounded by these examples, the more they are apt to grow and learn from these environments. In the same likeness, we should never stop wanting to be in similar environments that promote growth by nurturing ourselves and being around people who will lead us into our greatness. To this point, we've created a confidential space for men to gather to get the right types of tools and resources to discover various ways to grow using proven principles and techniques. It's called the confidence factor. Champions Vault. Take charge of your life today by following these steps. 1. Apply to our Confidence Factor Champions Vault community to connect with our network of leaders and resources who can help you grow using proven principles and techniques. You can text the words confidence to 72727 to get more information. 2. Go to your favorite social apps and follow 1 or 2 people that will inspire you to grow and learn daily. 3. Find at least 1 person who can mentor you in the area you want to grow and develop in. Step 7. Live in the end. Act as if you're already there. Bobby B. Jenkins III. Make your future dream a present fact by assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Neville Goddard. Speaking to a room full of teenagers and young adults, I asked the question, holding an apple seed in my open hand, where is the apple tree? Some faces are amazed at the question. Some faces smirk with an assurance of the answer. Others look baffled. One large voice emerges from them all. Inside. That is correct. Inside. The apple seed is in its latent potential stage. Latent stems from the Latin word latere, which means to lie hidden. Does it mean that the apple seed is guaranteed to become the apple tree? You are correct again. It does not. It only means that it possesses the capability, the power, the essence, the ability to become the apple tree. Now I ask the young minds, where are the apples? They will be on the tree. They come from the tree, a few answers pour out. So the tree is inside the seed, and the apples are inside the tree, but nothing looks as if it will be, providing the conditions are met. The apple tree is in its latent potential state, its hidden state. Given the proper conditions, time, and observation of the laws that govern it, the seed will grow to become the full expression of its original design. The purpose of the analogy, you are like the seed. Have you ever wondered, when will things get better? Why am I always getting the same results? Why me? Or when is my breakthrough coming? You have the ability to become more than you are now. You have the design, the power, the latent potential to become anything, do anything, and or have anything you like, providing the right conditions are met. And you give it some time. You know it's there. From time to time, you get a glimpse of a better life, better relationships, better resources, good health, a spiritual flow. But it doesn't always last. Why? There could be a number of reasons, but I'll start with one. Is it possible that you have not yet decided what you want? One must envision the end result of who they intend to be, what they intend to do, or what they intend to have, and hold that frequency. That means 100% of your efforts in anything you do is assisting you to reach the end result you envision for your life. Your life is like that apple seed, only it's a hybrid seed, which means you can say what your seed, your life, will grow into. The apple seed, upon its growth, has no choice but to become an apple tree, not an orange tree or anything else. You, on the other hand, can choose what you would like to grow into. So, what would you like to become? Who would you like to become? What would you like to have? What would you like to do with this opportunity called life you have been given? Have you been given an idea of who you are or what you will become? If you have, I encourage you to hold that frequency, that state of being. Do all you can to learn, grow, and develop into that person, and one day you will hold in your hand the fruit of what or who it is you have chosen to become. So, what would you like to become? Who would you like to become? What would you like to have? What would you like to do with this opportunity called life you have been given? Have you been given an idea of who you are or what you will become? If you have, I encourage you to hold that frequency, that state of being. Do all you can to learn, grow, and develop into that person, and one day you will hold in your hand the fruit of what or who it is you have chosen to become. Remember, just like the apple seed, you are more than you look like right now. You are just in your latent potential, hidden form right now. Try these steps to practice living in the end. 1. Sit in a quiet place with your eyes closed. 2. Breathe deeply for about 3 minutes. 3. Ask yourself, what do I want? 4. Develop an image in your mind of what it would look like when you reach your goal. 5. Feel the feeling of what it would feel like. 6. Live only as if you have in your possession what you want. When you follow these 7 steps, you will increase your confidence factor, which we hope will lead to other successes in your life. What is Confidence Factor? The Confidence Factor community empower entrepreneurial-minded men to pursue their purpose by developing their confidence factor. We do this by offering personal and professional information through online workshops, courses, training, and masterminds. Visit www.confidencefactor.com for more information about our community and programs.